So continuation, angular acceleration. Angular acceleration. If angular speed, if angular speed omega of particle p is not constant, p is not constant, that is at time t1 angular speed is omega 1, angular speed is omega 1, and at time t2 angular speed is omega 2, angular speed is omega 2. So here, if angular speed omega of particle p is not constant, that is at time t1 angular speed is omega 1, and at time t2 angular speed is omega 2, then this variation in angular speed, then this variation in angular speed, in angular speed in time interval t2 minus t1 gives rise to angular acceleration. Angular acceleration. So the average angular acceleration is defined as alpha equal to omega 2 minus omega 1 by t2 minus t1. This we can write delta omega by delta t, whereas the instantaneous angular acceleration is defined as alpha equal to limit delta t tends to 0 delta omega by delta t, that is d omega by dt. Since here omega is same for all particles in the rigid body, alpha must also be the same as a consequence of Abel relations. Okay. In next step, rotation with constant angular acceleration. Here, the simplest type of rotatory motion is that in which alpha, the angular acceleration is 0 or constant. Other than 0, if a particle is rotating about a fixed axis with a constant angular acceleration alpha. Then equation omega equal to omega naught plus alpha into t and theta equal to omega naught into t plus 1 by 2 alpha into t square. This is one. This is second equation. This is omega square equal to omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta. Here omega naught is the initial angular velocity of the particle. So three equations. So proof of first equation. Proof of first equation. Here what is the equation? Angular acceleration. From angular acceleration d omega by dt. Already we know that. So from this we can write d omega equal to alpha into dt. So integrate this equation between the proper limits. Between the proper limits we get integration omega naught to omega d omega equal to integration 0 to t alpha into dt. From this integration we get omega equal to omega naught plus alpha into t. So this is upper limit minus lower limit. That means omega minus omega naught equal to, here alpha is constant, integration t we get t. This is the first equation. And second equation proof. Second equation proof. Writing angular velocity as angular velocity as d theta by dt, we arrive at d theta by dt equal to omega naught plus alpha into t, and d theta equal to omega naught dt plus alpha into t into dt. Here also integrating with proper limits we get integration 0 to theta d theta equal to integration 0 to t omega naught dt plus integration 0 to t alpha into t dt. So here we get theta, here omega naught into t plus 1 by 2 into alpha t square. This is the second equation proof. And third equation proof. What is the third equation? Omega square equal to, I'm writing again here, third equation, omega square equal to omega naught square plus 2 into alpha into theta. So proof of this equation. For this, from equations 1 and 2, from equations 1 and 2, theta equal to omega naught into omega minus omega naught by alpha plus 1 by 2 into alpha omega minus omega naught by alpha whole square. So here 2 alpha theta, here we have 1 by 2, that's why here we get 2 alpha theta equal to 2 omega naught omega minus 2 omega naught square plus omega square plus omega naught square minus 2 omega omega naught. From this we get here 2 omega naught square, here omega naught square minus omega square minus omega naught square. Omega e, so omega square equal to omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta. This equation. Okay. From this omega equal to d theta by dt and alpha equal to d omega by dt. That if theta is positive, omega will be positive. Alpha will be positive.